College is defined as an institution of higher learning that offers courses and grants degrees to students that meet academic requirements. But recently, the college experience has taken new shape as more and more kids begin experimenting with alcohol. A recent study shows that 42% of students responded that they had gotten drunk in the last 2 weeks. This draw to alcohol can be directly related to a yearning for social acceptance. For example, students who binge drink fewer than 3 times per week have reported more intimacy in their relationships than those who do not drink more frequently. But how far can this practice go? Problems arise when these individuals fall into a practice of binge drinking. Binge drinking is defined as 4 or more drinks in one night for a woman, 5 or more drinks in one night for a man. By identifying some of the following situations or characteristics, one can successfully determine if someone has or is actively participating in the act of binge drinking. Though not all participants are necessarily on a binge, drinking games are a great indicator of potential problems. Drinking games can make it difficult to drink safely because there is a competitive aspect involved. It is hard to keep track of how much alcohol is being consumed. They disrupt plans to pace drinking. Another effective way to identify those students who have overextended their alcoholic tolerance is by stereotypes. You're gone for sure, but hey, I still love you so. Probably the most recognizable binge drinker is the blackout. Blacking out is not to be confused with the mutually exclusive act of passing out. How to tell if someone is truly blacked out? Raise their hand and drop it. A light, open palm slap to the face. If there is no reaction, he or she is out. A blackout is characterized by impairments in balance, difficulty in breathing, unconsciousness. They may be in a dark corner of the party, crying alone, drunk dialing friends and family, or simply sitting there with their heads slumped between their knees. They may yell at or try to fight random people for no understandable reason. They may be in the bathroom, praying to the porcelain god. Lastly, we can identify if someone has had a heavy night of drinking by the degree to which they were chiefed the night before. Chiefing can be described as an act of taking unnecessary advantage over someone who is incapable of voicing otherwise. The general rule is if a person has removed their shoes and is on a couch or in bed, his passing out was intentional and chiefing is discouraged. But many believe that you can successfully reapply his shoes and then the chief is permissible. There are many ways to tell if someone has been chiefed. If a person is covered in profane statements or phallic images, you can be sure that he or she has been chiefed. Another form of chiefing is to take a blackout individual and leave them in a foreign location. This is especially recognizable if the individual has been stripped naked. One of the most degrading forms of chiefing happens when an individual wakes up to find that they have been U-locked, characterized by the bike lock securely fastened around the neck. If a person wakes up to find that they and their room have been covered in baby powder, they have been antiqued, which is another form of chiefing. In order to decrease the chances of an alcohol overdose, one should eat before and during drinking, set a personal limit on how many drinks one will consume in one night, alternate drinks with non-alcoholic beverages, make sure someone who isn't drinking is controlling their car keys, use cups or glasses that contain ordinary or standard sizes of drinks. With minors responsible for 20% of alcohol consumption in the U.S., we must encourage college students, our national future, to take personal responsibility for making healthy choices. Getting drunk doesn't need to be a rite of passage, and hangovers aren't a prerequisite for graduation. You kids out here, listen to me. I'm talking from experience. When you wake up one morning and you have a bike lock around your neck, what are you going to do? Going to call your mom? What are you going to do?